Hello, I don't know why I'm excited, but I'm excited. I think um, when you research this stuff and people say you're reaching and people say, you haven't drawn any conclusions yet, or people don't buy what you're giving with research, with actual based claims, which is really, really frustrating and over a long period of time can be very draining and discouraging, which possibly is intentional. I don't know. But when things are put in front of you that then tie it all together without you doing a single thing, it's a work of art. It is a masterpiece. It is an absolute treasure of a find. And that's what's happened today when I have found an article that was done by the Times yesterday about what a hero Jason North is. And what it does is it supports my full exposure about the fraud of this whole bullying allegations, depending on which article you read, of October 2017 to October 2018, that Jason North is being interviewed by and receiving medals for by the royal family for going along with his with instructions from the palace. This article doesn't just show, well, firstly, let's just go down and have a look. That's him receiving the highest honor. Okay. This article doesn't just show that on the eve of the wedding, so this is 6 months into the severe bullying of Meghan Markle with two palace aides, that he tells that Jason North, via his mother, states that Meghan is very kind, and he's very happy that Harry has found someone like Meghan. Not to mention him proudly showing off his work of employment with his grandmother the month prior. So he's in the midst of a supposed bullying allegation, a supposed bullying nightmare, and he's telling the world and letting his mother tell the world that Meghan is kind and that he's very happy that Harry has found her. So obviously this looks like the bullying scenario and narrative was created after the wedding. It seems like an add-on to the communication strategy, the PR strategy of this narrative. So let's move on here. I want to show you something very, very important. This is the one. North helped Meghan to find Sunshine Sachs, an American PR agency, to help with her US PR. So they're literally, the Times is literally telling us that Megxit was orchestrated and pre-planned because the official partnership with Sunshine Sachs was September 2019. While they were working royals, they actually helped out in the South African tour. While the website was being developed for Sussex Royal, while the companies were being registered, they were actually hired formally at that time to help with the transition of Meghan and Harry to the US, meaning September 2019, they hadn't even fled to Canada. They weren't even tired out. They weren't even worn out. There was nothing going on. There was nothing wrong. And Sunshine Sachs was hired at that time under the recommendation of Jason North, meaning he never left employment under Harry and Meghan. Remember, he was meant to, after October 2018, submitting the report and hearing nothing back for a month, he handed in his notice. November 2018. He left employment of the palace in November 2018, which has been debunked already because his communications with Meghan regarding that letter of her father happened December 13th, 2018. But he was meant to have left, and he was meant to recommence employment only when the houses split, and he was begged to come back March 2019 under Catherine and William. Imagine all this royal road of bullshit. Imagine all of these lies, right? All of what you've been told is a lie. And that didn't happen at all. None of it happened. The bullying didn't happen because he's still working for Meghan and Harry September 2019 when they're about to leave for the US. Well, as per the narrative. They never left. That was just the narrative. So it proves that this whole bullying allegation is bullshit. It proves Megxit, again, is orchestrated, pre-planned, predetermined by Lord Gate and Sir David Manning, commissioned by the Queen, which is in books, which is written by royal experts. You don't have to take my word for it. And a part of the transition going to America was also them, Sunshine Sachs being the PR agency for Travelist, for the launch of Travelist. So that was, remember how I've already said and established that was a part of the Megxit plan. So when the houses split in March 2019, the foundation under their yearly plans were about Earthshot and Travelist. Earthshot for William, Travelist for Harry. And Sunshine Sachs was a part of that plan, September 2019. And for the launch of Meghan and Harry. Mind you, I have to also note that the Hollywood Reporter has claimed that Sunshine Sachs listed Harry and Meghan as clientele under their clientele schedule as soon as they were engaged. So Sunshine Sachs were already in talks by then. They already knew the strategy that would play out. They already knew the narrative that would play out. They had to wait for an engagement. The person in charge that represented Sunshine Sachs, Kelly Thomas, what was her name? Morgan? Kelly Thomas Morgan. She attended the wedding. She was the one who listed Harry and I'm sure Meghan as clientele in 2017 when they got engaged. And 2018, May, she was at the wedding. And it also opens up to many questions about the tabloids and those racist tabloids back in 2016. The whole American brand of Meghan and Harry, starting from the beginning. It opens up to that as well. But most of all, the narrative was that Meghan went behind the royal family's back and hired Sunshine Sachs. This proves that, in fact, it was a part of the Megxit plan and Jason North was the one steering it. And because they needed a US PR agency to help with the transition going to America. And September 2019, they knew by then, even the engagement, they knew by then that Megxit would occur and that there would be a move to America. And before children, before kids, before marriage, before engagement. And it just further establishes and supports that Meghan is a contract. It's just laughable. And this is all out in an article that you can go read, which I will link you to. I'll also link you to the article on the eve of the wedding that Joanne North discussed. Her son Jason North, talking about how kind and smart Meghan is and what a good catch she is for Harry, despite being in the middle of a fake bullying allegation that occurred later on and was reported on later on, especially to offset the Oprah interview. Yeah, there you go. I think I've covered everything, but I will send you some links below for you to have a read. Thanks, guys.